Some sea monsters were pure imagination. Others may have begun with creatures so strange that witnesses could barely describe them. Fossil teeth larger than a human hand prove prehistoric oceans once contained predators beyond anything still living today. Even now, giant squid sometimes wash ashore, their enormous eyes and tentacles appearing almost too unnatural to be real. Ancient maps filled unknown waters with monsters because sailors returned carrying fragments of truth, terror, and exaggeration. Across Asia, Europe, and the Pacific, legendary sea monsters may have originated from real animals or natural disasters. And the final creature unquestionably existed, although nearly every modern claim about its survival remains unsupported by evidence. In ancient Vietnam, monsoon rivers could rise without warning, swallowing homes, fishing boats, livestock, and entire fields. Within those dangerous waters lived Thuồng Luang, a gigantic serpent with crocodilian jaws, clawed limbs, and glowing yellow eyes. Fishermen imagined it rising silently behind their boats, concealed by fog until the river itself appeared alive. Large crocodiles and giant pythons shared these waterways, giving terrified witnesses two powerful animal shapes to combine. During floods, trees and broken boats twisted downstream, sometimes resembling the body of an enormous water dragon. Riverside shrines preserved this creature as more than a predator. It became a force demanding caution and respect. At night, reflected lantern light and animal eyes could create terrifying shapes beneath water too dark to examine. Thuồng Luang may represent several dangers fused together: crocodiles, giant snakes, floods, and fear of deep water. The legend survived because it explained something ancient people could not predict: why peaceful rivers suddenly became deadly. In ancient China, another flood monster haunted rivers and valleys whenever storms overwhelmed fields, bridges, and cities. Jiaolong was described as a hornless aquatic dragon with a long body, silver whiskers, fins, and powerful forelimbs. Stories placed it beneath bridges and within floods, twisting around stone pillars as people fought the rising current. Chinese alligators, giant salamanders, and long river snakes each possessed features that may have inspired Jiaolong's appearance. During catastrophic floods, debris and animals moving within a wave could resemble one enormous creature approaching the city. Bronze vessels and ancient artwork preserved aquatic dragons as enduring symbols of water's unpredictable and destructive power. After storms, villagers may have glimpsed only a finned back or long ripple before the animal disappeared. A realistic Jiaolong may have been a composite memory created from encounters with several unfamiliar river animals. Like Thuồng Luang, the legend transformed unpredictable floods into a living enemy ancient communities could understand. Far north, sailors crossing the Atlantic feared a monster powerful enough to wrap entire ships within its arms. They called it the Kraken, an enormous, tentacled creature believed to rise beneath vessels and crush wooden hulls. A single amber eye beneath the keel made the legend unforgettable, as wreckage vanished into cold black water. But giant squid are real, reaching extraordinary lengths while spending most of their lives hidden in deep water. Their suction cups contain sharp chitinous rings, allowing them to grip prey and scar animals struggling to escape. Sperm whales often carry circular scars, evidence of violent encounters with squid far below the reach of sailors. A damaged ship, floating carcass, or brief tentacle sighting could become larger whenever frightened survivors repeated it. Modern submersibles have filmed giant squid alive, revealing a real creature nearly as mysterious as the legendary Kraken. The Kraken was probably exaggerated, but the animal behind the ancient stories may have been terrifyingly real. Ancient traditions described Leviathan as a colossal sea beast representing chaos, darkness, and water's uncontrollable power. Illustrated manuscripts transformed it into a crowned serpent coiling around ships, oceans, and sometimes the entire world. Millions of years earlier, enormous predatory whales actually hunted ancient seas, leaving massive skulls and teeth behind. One of them, Leviathan, possessed enormous jaws and powerful teeth designed to attack other large marine mammals. A distant attack viewed through waves could appear serpentine when only backs, tails, and violent turbulence were visible. Several whales surfacing in a line can create the illusion of one impossibly long creature moving through fog. To frighten sailors, separate dark ridges surrounding a ship could become the coils of one enormous sea monster. Fossil reconstructions prove prehistoric whales were fully capable of inspiring stories about gigantic hunters beneath the waves. Leviathan may not have existed exactly as described, but real ocean predators gave the legend believable foundations. For centuries, sailors reported long serpents arching beside ships before their dark bodies disappeared into heavy mist. The giant oarfish offers one explanation, with its silver ribbon-shaped body and crimson fin resembling a supernatural dragon. Ribbonfish and enormous eels can appear even longer underwater because their bodies continue beyond an observer's limited view. Decomposing shark carcasses sometimes lose their jaws and fins, leaving shapes resembling strange, long-necked marine creatures. Groups of eels, sea snakes, porpoises, or seaweed can merge into one silhouette through distorted surface waves. Fog strengthens the illusion by hiding an animal's beginning and end, while revealing only brief curved sections. Sailors often drew their encounters later, and fear naturally enlarged each creature's length, speed, and aggression. No single animal explains every sea serpent report, but real phenomena explain many of history's most famous sightings. Somewhere between an oarfish, a floating carcass, and terrified imagination, the endless sea serpent was born. In Japanese waters, fishermen feared Isonade, a hidden monster that approached without disturbing the calm ocean surface. Its most terrifying weapon was a gigantic crescent tail covered with hooks, capable of sweeping sailors overboard. The monster's body supposedly remained far below, meaning victims saw only its tail before silence returned. A real thresher shark possesses an extraordinarily long tail, which it uses to stun fish with powerful strikes. Combined with a rogue wave, one sudden tail sighting could make an accident appear like a deliberate attack. Fishing hooks, damaged nets, and tangled seaweed may have inspired the barbed details added to later illustrations. Japanese artists transformed the legend into dramatic waves and hidden danger, emphasizing what fishermen could not see. Isonade may combine a shark, a violent current, damaged fishing equipment, and fear of an unseen predator. Its hooked tail vanished beneath the moonlit surface, leaving only ripples, an empty boat, and another legend. Another Japanese legend described Umibōzu, a gigantic black figure rising suddenly from perfectly calm ocean water. Its smooth round head resembled a monk, while two tiny white eyes stared down toward helpless ships. Because most of its body remained featureless, darkness and fog made the creature appear larger than reality. Sailors believed Umibōzu could overturn vessels without warning, transforming an ordinary night journey into complete panic. A waterspout viewed through fog can resemble a towering body when dark clouds form a rounded head. A whale surfacing vertically beside a small boat can create the same terrifying illusion for several seconds. Even a distant island can appear to rise from the sea when fog conceals its lower cliffs. From one uncertain viewpoint, a waterspout, whale, island, and shadow may share the same monstrous shape. Umibōzu may have personified the ocean itself, silent, enormous, mysterious, and capable of changing without warning. Megalodon was real, but its disappearance reminds us that even nature's greatest monsters cannot survive forever. Together, these legends reveal how people transformed unfamiliar animals and violent natural events into unforgettable sea monsters. Crocodiles, squid, fossil whales, oarfish, thresher sharks, waterspouts, and giant teeth each preserve part of the mystery. Which legend seems closest to reality? Thuồng Luang, Jiaolong, Kraken, Leviathan, sea serpent, Isonade, or Umibōzu? Look into the darkness one final time, because the next forgotten creature may already be watching from below. Subscribe to Dark Beyond, like this video, and comment which legendary sea monster you believe may have been real. Modern expeditions have searched the deepest oceans, yet no verified body, fresh tooth, or living megalodon has ever been found. Blurry shadows can look convincing, but uncertain footage cannot outweigh the clear fossil evidence buried beneath ancient seafloors. As oceans cooled and prey changed, Megalodon lost the world it dominated, while smaller predators adapted and survived. For millions of years, this giant shark ruled through size, speed, and force, becoming one of evolution's greatest predators. Yet Megalodon was only one source of fear. Every culture shaped the ocean into terrifying monsters of its own. Behind those legends stood real crocodiles, giant squid, whales, oarfish, thresher sharks, storms, fossils, and human imagination. Which creature feels most believable to you, and which one would you fear meeting alone on a moonless sea? Subscribe to Dark Beyond, like the video, and comment your answer before the next forgotten legend rises from below.